What's up, everybody? Welcome to episode 9 of Frosty Friday. This episode is entitled Deftones and My Bloody Valentine. The reason it's entitled that is because the Deftones are amazing, but this week's Spotify playlist is built solely of Deftones music, spanning across a few albums. And this week we're actually drinking My Bloody Valentine. It's a seasonal brew out of Ale Smith Brewing. How did I get it out of season? One might wonder. It was an act and a wonder, thanks to the wonderful one-stop corner store that we have here in Wiley, Texas. So yeah, if you don't know already, I have a different Instagram name. So music, everything music related for performing wise is going to be under the Quincy Forte Instagram. Everything that is Frosty Friday related, craft beer related, is going to be under @Wiley Beer Snob. I feel that that is totally fitting for who I am, and so yeah, that and it wasn't taken, so I took it. I definitely took it. Yeah, so My Bloody Valentine. Look at that amazing color. What's up, Jason? I was just saying, My Bloody Valentine out of Ale Smith. They are out of San Diego, California. It's pretty good. It's pretty bitter. So it's I look tired. I'm always tired. Yeah, so it's definitely been a rough day. Had an unfortunate event to attend earlier, and so it was kind of draining. I woke up this morning and I went for a run. I didn't really have a goal in mind as to how long I was going to run. I usually try and run like 3 miles or whatever, on average. And this morning, just because there was so much to deal with, and I guess so much on my mind, I just kept running. So I ended up getting another mile in before I was like, man, I actually got to go home. It's getting late because I started running later than normal, and the cat is trying to be a part of the show. So hi, Hazel. But yeah, so My Bloody Valentine out of Ale Smith. I got it at One Stop in Wiley, and I just went on their website a little bit before we started this show, and it's they have really amazing marketing. Me being a marketing person, so My Bloody Valentine, don't spend this sad single awareness day alone. Grab My Bloody Valentine, this red-blooded cousin of Evil Dead Red Ale, is their Halloween brew. Actually totally got it out of season, but it says it doesn't age well. It doesn't age well. I would have to disagree. So I mean, it's a few months out of traditional season or whatever. It still has an amazing smell. It still tastes pretty good. And so if you don't like bitter, IPA-ish type brews, then it's probably not one for you. But it's still a solid brew. Out of 5, I would probably, Untapped, I'm probably gonna rate it at like a 3.5, 3.75, which it's fair for what it is. And it says it is brewed with full body sweetness. I don't really taste the sweetness. Maybe it's just because I just had cookies, so that could have something to do with it. But yeah, it said it has floral hop aromas, which it definitely does have a good smell. So I'll give it that. And interestingly enough, I don't know how they did it or if they're just making stuff up, but the alcohol by volume is 6.66%. My Bloody Valentine, 6.66%. It could be amazing marketing. So look them up on alesmith.com. And again, this week is brought to you by the Deftones. That's what Frosty Friday episode 9 playlist is featuring, is the Deftones. The story behind the Deftones for me is, and I feel this totally pairs well with this particular brew, is just because wrong numbers. So the reason I feel that the Deftones pair well with this particular brew is just because at first I was super bitter at listening to. I was not a fan of the Deftones at first when I first heard them. And this was I would say mid 2000s. I was a late bloomer when it comes to the Deftones. And so when I didn't understand why anybody liked them, to be completely honest. And it's just because I was more, I guess, into melodic stuff, harmonies and things of that nature. And so when I started getting into the Deftones, it was because a bandmate, when I was in Chasing February, recommended, Deftones, pretty much gave me homework as far as music to listen to expand my musical palette. And I think one of the first albums that I got into was White Pony. I don't even know when that album came out, but Digital Bath was the first song that actually blew me away. So if you haven't heard Digital Bath by the Deftones, I definitely recommend you check it out. And I will go ahead and play it. The way that it starts with the drums, and just, I guess, how the drums were mixed on this particular album, it just totally moved me, and I guess I was in a place to sort of accept the Deftones. And then from White Pony, I went back and I listened to the Around the Fur album, and then I kind of understood more sitting down with the whole White Pony album. And then going back and listening to the My Own Summer Around the Fur album. So I've been a fan ever since. And then I didn't even know that they released the album last year, because I'm not up on new music apparently. What's up, Ray? What's up, Lucky? I didn't even know they released an album last year. And so, everything that they released last year, it's super melodic, right? So, if you're not familiar with the Deftones, some of it may hit you up front, and you may definitely be turned off initially. But I would encourage you to sit down with an album or two, like a complete body of work, just amidst all the craziness, amidst all the screaming, the loud guitars, there's a lot of melody and there's a lot of beauty in how they construct tracks, and so that kind of just every time, it's funny because I read a study that so they were doing a study. They were doing a study that was talking about how music affects people, psychologically, right? And so they were saying that, you would think that people listen to calm melodic music whenever they study, they would study their brain patterns, right? And so people listening to calm melodic music, you would think that their brain waves would be slow and flowing and things of that nature, and then you put on like some heavy metal, some screaming, and things of that nature, and you would think that their brainwaves would be all over the place, but it was actually contradictory to what you would think, and so I find that interesting because I totally I have a head block with bands, I think, or not more. I can't take much death growl stuff. Yeah, I totally agree with you, Nolan, a little bit. But yeah, so the study just revealed that like the heavier music, like people were more relaxed, to be honest with you, which is crazy, and I'm not sure exactly how that works. But that is why I can actually listen to the Deftones. Again, there's a sweet. Hopefully I converted you to a Deftones fan. I would start with White Pony. That is my album, just because there's a lot of ambience, and a lot less screaming, and there's emotion. Like you can feel dynamic emotions in this whole album, and so that's just one of the ones that I sat down with when I was at Stephen F. Austin, and I could just turn it up and kind of just sit in my room and not do anything. And it's not out of depression, it was just out of admiration, I would say. Damn straight White Pony. Sega, that's why you're my boy. So if you're just joining, My Bloody Valentine out of Ale Smith. It's a seasonal ale that is their Halloween brew. But I got it out of season thanks to One Stop in Wiley. One Stop in Wiley is like legit. With some of the stuff they have this rack when you walk in, if you're ever around Wiley. But they have this rack when you walk in. That's just stuff that they put back throughout the year for people like me who don't come in on release days and grab the latest thing just because of the rush. And so this rack that they have is usually full of gems. Hopefully I can work with them shortly and come up with some things to do for Frosty Friday, which would be amazing. So and just speaking to that, some news that I can sort of share but can't fully share because it's still in the works. Man, thoughts become things. That is the moral of the year. I have, if you know me, I have ideas all the time. I get really excited about ideas and I shoot them off and I'm like, oh my god, I have this idea. And people get excited. I get people excited about my ideas. And then sometimes I don't. You can ask my brother. Sometimes I have these ideas and then they just sit on a shelf and nothing gets done. And then a few years later, I'm like, man, I had that idea. Somebody took my idea. And it's just because I didn't, put any action on it, right? So I was kind of vague with an Instagram post that I recently posted on Quincy Forte. And it's just because of a call I got the other night. So where I had an idea. Things started being put into motion, and things are sort of progressing faster than I had expected. So, with that being said, if you have an idea and you put it into action, expect that idea, once the ball starts rolling, expect all the work that you're going to have to put in to that idea. Expect that idea to be as big as you envisioned it to, and I think if you expect that idea to be as big as you envisioned it to, that you'll be ready to put in sort of that work, right? And so yeah, I mean, I know with this particular idea, and I can't wait to share it with everybody, that there's going to be quite a bit of work that goes into it. But I think it's going to be super amazing, and all parties involved are super excited about it. And so, yeah, again, there will be more on that soon. It has to do with music. It has to do with sharing stories, and it has to do with just being genuine. And so I'm super excited about that idea, to be completely honest. Yeah. Hold on. Let's go to. So those of may not know me. I tell a few stories. And to jump to a different subject, No Ordinary Love, Deftones covering Sade. I had never, like, they have a whole covers album, by the way. Never heard the song by them in my entire life. I was at work when I heard this song, and I hit repeat like at least 5 times. There were a few times that I didn't just even make it through the song because I just wanted to start it over and start the experience over. And it's been a while since I felt like that about new music. And again, I love Sade. Everything she's ever put out. I don't know that Sade's ever made a bad song. That's just my opinion. It could be because she's entrancing. She may be a siren. There may be subliminal messaging that makes you love Sade, but I don't know anybody who doesn't like Sade. If you've ever heard any of her music, so that's just me. But to hear Chino from the Deftones do like just his vocals on this song, it's just, man, it blew me away. And then the fact that they recreated the track, the musicality, man, to be able to recreate this from just instrumentation. They killed this song. So that's just my opinion. Hey, what are you guys drinking on, by the way? I don't know. It's Friday night. Frosty Friday. I'm drinking My Bloody Valentine out of Ale Smith. Auntie Dina, as Andrew likes to say. But yeah, if y'all are drinking on anything, any beers, let me know. Throw it in the window. If Jason, I can't see if you're still on, but if you are, man, I need to go buy what is son of a gun, Noble Ray. I need to go buy Noble Ray 7-Up. Jared, you old man, you. No, it's all good. I can only appreciate you. This is the one night a week that I drink, so it's all good. 1 or 2 nights. Anyway, but yeah, Noble Ray has a sour that they're only releasing in their tap room in coolers. So if you are into sours and you are near, was it 35? I can't remember the actual location, but look up Noble Ray Brewing. They have a really amazing atmosphere, right? Just because of where the brewery's located. I will drink one from you. Bud Light, I'm not judging you. It's all good. It is what it is. No, you know it, cuzzo. Yeah, Noble Ray Sours, and just their environment, man. They've done a really good job thus far. A, with marketing, and B, with just their user experience, their customer experience, right? And partnering. They were one of the first to partner with a local musician, Jesse Fry. They have Boss Bitch, which was an amazing brew that they had put together, and they did a whole marketing campaign around it. And Jessie Fry, if you haven't listened to her, she does some really amazing music. Local musician out of, she's home to Denton. Denton welcomes her as a I guess as a child of theirs, and she's been around for a while. So yeah, check out Jessie Fry. It's good stuff.